Hi all. Today we'll be discussing on analysis of flange sections. Especially in flange sections, I'm taking T-beam. As per your academics, we'll be discussing on the T-beam. Okay, here what happens before going to the analysis part. Okay, we'll be discussing on the sections or the parts of the T-beam. Okay, here the T-beam looks like this. Okay, as the name indicates, it looks like a T shape. Okay, it may not be seen, actually it may not be visible, okay, whenever you take the structure, but based on the action, okay, we can call it as the T beam. It is nothing but this is the part of beam, this is beam, and this one is the slab. So when you cast together, when you treat the beam as well as slab as a monolithic section, in that case it will be acting as the T beam. So whenever the beam bends, suppose if it is a simply supported beam, when you apply a force, it will bend in this direction, the deflection may be in this manner. Okay, here what happens, whenever you actually construct the structure, okay, over that beam we'll be placing a slab, here. Okay, here what happens, especially when you apply force, okay, the beam will tends to bend in this manner. Okay, whereas, okay, due to this bending, you'll be getting the compressive stresses at top and tensile stresses at bottom. Okay, above the neutral axis, for example, neutral axis is here. Okay, it is taken as xu. If the neutral axis is somewhere here, okay, above the neutral axis, these are under the compressive stresses, and remaining bottom fiber is under tensile stresses. Here what happens, whenever you apply a force or the bending will occur, okay, if it is a casted monolithically and if it contributes by taking stresses, that means the slab will take the compressive stresses. That means, okay, I may not say only stresses are within the top fibers of the beam. Okay, it will distribute over a certain width, okay, in the slab, even though it may be the slab may be extended more, okay, extended at a certain length, but some portion of the slab is under the compressive stresses. Okay, so this acts as the T effect, that is, whatever the compressive stresses on the top fibers of the beam is distributed over a certain area, okay, it will leads to the distribution of stresses. That's why, okay, if the distribution is occurs on the slab area, whatever the thickness of slab is there, if it occurs, that we call it as the T beam, or we call it as a flange sections. Okay, I think you understood this concept. Okay, once if it is completed, we must know the parts of T beam. I'll write redraw this figure. Now this is again redrawn this T beam. Suppose if it is, okay, whenever the span is equal, in that case the distribution on either side of the web section will be same. So here this figure is of T beam. Okay, as I said, neutral axis may be somewhere else. I don't know whether it is within the flange or outside the flange, whatever it may be. But here what happens, okay, before going to that, I must know the elements. Okay, this is nothing but the flange section. Okay, above this point, this we call it as the flange section. Okay, so this one is taken as breadth of flange. Okay, whatever the horizontal portion is there, this is, okay, this much is the flange section. Okay, whereas here it is depth of flange, breadth of flange, and depth of flange, and this is web section. This portion, whatever this portion is, this is web section. Okay, so this is BW, and this is the web section or depth of web section. Instead of we will not be using the depth of web section everywhere. So this will be the effective depth of the T beam. That is, if suppose if there are the reinforcements, okay, in that case from top to bottom it is this one, and this is DW, actually will not use anywhere. So here, okay, these are the parts of the flange section. Here what happens, okay, the neutral axis, because of the top and bottom fibers, I can say these are under compression and this fiber under tension. Where exactly the neutral axis falls, we don't know. Okay, suppose if breadth of flange is quite high, in that case the area will also be high, so the depth of neutral axis may be within the flange, that is xu may be within the flange, that is nothing but xu less than df. Or sometimes if the breadth of flange is very less, this one breadth of flange is very less, okay, in that case the neutral axis may be here, okay, that is xu greater than df. It depends, okay, it depends on the area, okay, which will carry the distribution, that means compressive as well as the tensile stresses. Okay, here, okay, we need to calculate whether xu is greater than df or less than df based on the previous calculation, that is from page number 96 of IS 456 2000. Okay, in that we have equation xu by d is equal to 0.87 fy ast divided by 0.36 fck bd, astd divided by fck bd, something, the equation is like this something. Okay, we'll use this equation to find out xu. Later we'll compare whether xu within the limit of or within the flange or away from the flange. Okay, it depends where exactly it falls, we need to calculate, we need to find out. Okay, once if it is calculated, we can easily find out whether, okay, what exactly the type of T beam is. Okay, here we have the flow chart. Okay, before going to flow chart, we'll be discussing something about the types, that is there are 4 types. Okay, initially we will draw a flow chart, that is if it is a T beam, as I said, there are basically 2 types. One is xu less than df and xu greater than df. There are 2 conditions may arise. One is less than df, another one is greater than df. Okay, once if it is over, we'll be getting, in that also again we'll be getting 2 cases. One is xu less than xu max, whether it is under reinforced or over reinforced, xu greater than xu max. In this also there are 2 conditions. Df by d less than 0.2 and df by xu less than 0.43. This is first condition. Another condition is df by d greater than 0.2 and df by xu greater than 0.43. These are the conditions which will get in the T beam. Four conditions are there. Okay, based on these conditions, first I will be checking whether xu less than df or xu greater than df. Later, if suppose if the values are xu less than df, in that case I will compare xu and xu max. If xu is less than xu max, I will be going for the equation, that is I will be writing equation here, that is mu is equal to 0.87 fy. The moment will be calculated using this equation, into bracket 1 minus ast fy divided by minus ast fy divided by fck bd. This equation will be used to calculate, suppose if xu less than xu max. or otherwise if the xu by xu is less than df and xu is less than xu max, in that case I will be using this equation. Suppose if xu is less than df and xu greater than xu max, in that case mu will be equal to 0.36 fck df breadth of flange bf into bracket t minus 0.42 df. Okay, this equation will be used. Okay, so we got in different conditions we will be taking different equations. Okay, so here this will be the second part. The next one, suppose if xu greater than df, in that case I will be choosing this one. So in this again we have two conditions, that is df by d is less than 0.2 and df by d is less than 0.43. In this case I will be calculating mu is equal to, I will be calculating mu using this equation, that is 0.36 xu max by d, xu max by d into bracket 1 minus 0.42 xu max divided by d into bracket, okay, I will be writing the equation in a continuous manner, okay, fck bd square plus 0.45 fck into bracket bf minus bw into bracket df into bracket d minus df by 2. Okay, this equation is, these all the four equations are maybe three equations are there in the IS 456. The only one equation, this one is not there. Okay, so I will be writing this equation the next page. So for this, suppose if xu greater than df and if df by d is greater than 0.2 and df by xu greater than 0.23. In this case I will be going for the equation, it is next page, the next page. So if df by d is greater than 0.2, that is nothing but df by d is greater than 0.2 and df by xu is greater than 0.43. In this case the equation to be used is mu is equal to 0.36 xu max by d bracket 1 minus 0.42 xu max by d into bracket fck bw d square plus 0.45 fck bf minus bw into bracket yf d minus yf by 2. Okay, so we have this equation. We have the explanation of yf also, that is nothing but 0.15 xu plus 0.66, it is 0.65 df. Okay, in this way we will be calculating value of yf. Okay, so I think you understood the concept, that is nothing but what exactly the T beam is. Okay, it looks like a T, that is combination of beam and slab. Okay, whereas there may be a different conditions, that is xu may be less than df or xu may be greater than df. That means xu may be well within the flange. Okay, the neutral axis may falls within the flange or it may be away from the flange, that means on the web. Okay, so if xu less than df, in that case I need to compare xu and xu max. Suppose the value of xu less than df as well as xu less than xu max, in that case the moment of resistance will be calculated using this equation, or otherwise if xu less than df and xu greater than xu max, in that case I will be going for this. Suppose if xu greater than df and df by d is less than 0.2 and df by xu is 0.43, no, that means need to calculate all the three values and later will come to a conclusion. Okay, if df by d is less than 0.2 and df by xu is less than 0.43, in that case I will be going for this equation. Suppose if xu is greater than df and df by d is greater than 0.2 and df by xu is greater than 0.43, in that case I will be using this equation to calculate the moment of resistance. Okay, analysis is nothing but As I said, it is an analysis of flange section or analysis of T-beam. Analysis of T-beam is nothing but, okay, we are here calculating the capacity of the beam. Capacity is nothing but the moment of resistance, okay, mu, okay, capacity under moment, okay, so that is nothing but mu. Okay, here there are 4 types of problems you will get. Okay, when you solve using this flowchart, you will come to know. Okay, that will be quite easy. Okay, in the next session we'll be analyzing one beam, or we'll solve one problem on the analysis of T-beam. Until then, thank you. Okay, and don't forget to subscribe my channel and press bell icon for upcoming videos. Thank you.